Hey, how's it going, guys? Jackson here with Toasty DIY. And yeah, sorry I'm recording on the phone again, but just want to do a quick little video here on something that I kind of found out the other day. So this is 3/8 aluminum fuel line. Can obviously be used for other things, but in this case it's going to be used for fuel on my 1978 Datsun 280Z that had the fuel lines cut off. They were the original stainless steel ones, and supposedly they broke loose while doing some welding, so got to do something to fix it. So this is just a basic brake line kit from Harbor Freight. And sorry, when I say brake line kit, I mean a double flare tool. And I'll actually show you guys the box in case anybody wants to try this. It's basically a double flare tool, normally used to do double flares for brake lines. So normally what you would do with this tool, for anyone that doesn't know, is you would select the appropriate size, which you can see we're doing 3/8, so we have it in the 3/8 hole. And then you basically clamp these down. You put this in a vise or something along those lines because you're going to need to use a decent amount of pressure. Normally, you would do this step first right here, and you would basically create a flare. Obviously, you would not have it up this high. This is way too high to be doing that. Normally, you'd have it to where it's almost flush with the actual hole, and you see how it's beveled. That's so that you can do just a basic flare. And then when you're done, you stick this in there, which basically allows that flare to become a double flare, for specialty brake lines. So what we're going to try is, this is the 3/8 fitting here. How I usually do the height, at least with brake lines, is you want it to be about the height where it's touching this. So hopefully we have it about in the right spot. Obviously you want to make sure that it's straight, or else you're going to get a really crooked bevel. But basically what we're going for here is we want to be able to put a fuel hose onto this. We're not doing any type of special fuel hose or anything. It's just 3/8 fuel hose that's braided and everything. So we want to be able to have a tight fitment. We don't want to just slide 3/8 fuel hose straight onto something like this, because there's a really good chance it's going to slide off, especially fuel injection, where it's like 60 psi plus. So we don't want that. So we're going to try this out. This should basically create what we're looking for, as far as having a good point to hold down and make sure that the fuel hose doesn't pop off or anything. So if we have this straight enough, which I guess we're going to find out in a second here, we should be able to get a pretty nice little flare on the end that'll keep the hose from popping off. Alright, so let's see what that did. Well, I didn't really go down too far. This is aluminum, so it's really easy to do, and plus I started getting a little crooked. It's a little bit hard to hold the camera and try to keep this straight. As long as the piece is cut straight, though, it should automatically go straight on its own. Alright, so yeah, it looks like we're actually starting to get a little bit of a flare that we're looking for there. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out and see what we got. See if we can do this without dropping everything. Alright, hold on, technical difficulties. Vice is fighting me right now. There we go. Alright, now it's on the floor. Alright, so it's not the prettiest, because like I said, this piece wasn't exactly cut perfectly straight. I didn't even actually chamfer it or anything either. I didn't even try to make sure that it was deburred properly, just because I wanted to give this a try before I got too into it. But check that out. Like I said, you could probably get something much better if you did kind of chamfer it before, but we do have a nice barb looking fitting now that should allow fuel hose to actually stay on there without shooting off or anything. So yeah, like I said, clean it up a little bit better. Take your time with it. Try different heights, of course, because like I said, this was more of me doing what I'm used to doing for brake lines, just to try that out. But overall it worked pretty well. Like I said, it's not the prettiest, but it's going to keep a fuel hose on. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.